Hey, Giz, I wanna go to a different topic, one that you wanted to talk about, because not that we run it short on time, but a little bit more time left.
Shoot. We don't talk about 10 topics. I don't hit out everything I wanted besides the movie, the show me and Tron wanted to talk about, and the couples that had 5 kids, and they live like in a duplex or something like that. And they technically stay separate, but they don't stay separate.
So that's not actually that it sounds like a 1930s, 40s, and early 50s presence where like a man and a woman would sleep in separate beds.
Yeah, separate quarters.
Yeah. So
because it's kind of taking what like Jay-Z. If people don't know, Jay-Z and Beyonce, they got different bedrooms. Where they come in, they got different bedrooms, different whole suites. Where Jay-Z got his own room and she got her own room. They meet in the middle, have fun and stuff, then they go back to their quarters because everybody got different time schedules. This is a regular thing with a lot of marriages. So the next thing is with these new relationships is they said that they said that the couple, they was very new. They both was looking to start anew. They came from divorces. The man had 3 children, the woman had 2, but they was interested in buying a house. So they bought a house where they could live together, but technically live separate and take care of their own responsibilities on their own with help of each other with an axe. You know what I'm saying? They cover the bills that they supposed to cover. I think the man, since he got 3 bedrooms and 2 baths on his side with a kitchen and all that stuff, he paid like 55% or something like that, and the woman spending like maybe like 40 some percent.
That sounds like being single with complications.
Well, it's they dating, but at the same time they are separate. They live their lives separate, and it's working out. The kids and stuff like that, they enjoy each other. The couple enjoy each other, and then they get their own private time, and they able to develop. Like, even if it don't work out, it technically worked out.
I feel a type of way about it, right? Like in my mind, I feel like certain situations, like for example, oh, my husband snores so bad, so we sleep in separate bedrooms, or whatever.
That's my situation. I got my own room. I snore.
My only big thing about it is like, okay, I can understand in those situations where like the wife snores or your husband snores, or maybe y'all work different hours. So, I go to sleep in the downstairs bedroom because, I'm just coming in at the crack of dawn. She's still asleep. I don't want to wake her up. I can understand those situations. But, this situation sounds a little off to me. Why would you want to be separate but equal? You might as well just be separate.
But technically they is. I mean, he only take care of his 3 kids for the majority. And if he need help somewhere, he take care of the child care, the bills, and all that stuff on his side. The woman take care of her child, the bills and stuff on their side. They even got 2 different entrances to the house.
I mean,
everything is already set up for them to really live their lives separate if things go wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Tim, help me out here. But how does that work with? Maybe I'm thinking of down the road, right? Because they obviously have an affinity for each other, right? So, eventually those families got to come together, because if you're talking about being long, I don't see this situation working long term. Maybe it's convenient for the short term, but for the long term, I don't see it working out.
I don't know. It could work.
I think it could work, man, because I think marriages and all that stuff on the way out, that's more of a religious and traditional way of thinking. The reason why I brought this topic up today, because I think this is the way that the world is going. This is the way that the young people are starting to think, with the minimalist attitudes of getting what they need to get out of the situation, but living their lives separate.
Oh, you're saying marriage is going out of style?
Mm-hmm. I definitely think so.
It is kind of antiquated.
I don't think you're wrong. I mean, the marriage in the sense of, oh, the government is involved in what we do and all that. I don't like marriage in that sense, but you know, I think marriage as a concept has its pluses and minuses. Like for instance, if you think I think if you look at our grandparents, right, the ones who were together like 50 years or whatever, right? They definitely didn't always sleep in the same bedroom. They definitely didn't always get along, and they definitely had stretches where, oh, granddad's out in the streets doing whatever, but they were still grandma and grandpa. I don't think that type of situation, it works on paper of, oh, let's be married, but it worked for them just staying together long term. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they kind of had to back then.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was an attitude of the woman and the man, where the man felt like he wasn't getting disrespected at the house, and no matter what was going on behind the scenes and things like that, so the kids never really seen any kind of disrespect between their parents back in the day. Like now that done changed. The marriage rate is going to shit really with the divorces and different things like that. We have different anomalies where people make it work for certain situations and things like that out of love or going out there and doing whatever they got to do to make it work. We still have marriage out there and we still have people choosing to do marriage, but the majority see marriage as only a means of eventually, if this stuff don't work out, I'm going to get right through the coals. Financially wise, it does not benefit the man at all.
At all.
To really get married at all at this point in time when the government got involved.
Well, I don't know. It's possible.
Off the jump.
It's possible because nowadays, you know, women are making the money. Women are having these high position, high jobs and high careers and, you know, being entrepreneurs and stuff. And so a lot of these women are ended up paying child support and alimony.
Yeah. Well, that's what they asked for. They asked for equality.
You know, look at Kelly Clarkson. You know, she got to pay her $100. She got to pay her husband.
Look at Dale.
What is
Mary J. Blige.
Yeah, all of them paying that money.
That's right.
To their ex-husbands.
They was the breadwinners. You know what I'm saying? And that's the rules that they set place.
I see it more like it does. If you make a certain amount more than your spouse, it doesn't put you in an advantage to marry that person.
If you're gonna marry at this point,
and if you both broke, the woman has the advantage.
If y'all was broke together, I can probably see it.
No, if you both broke, the woman still has the advantage.
I get it, but most of the time, a person gonna try to work with you, as long as you don't do nothing.
We talking with a child.
Well, with a child, they got. I wouldn't necessarily.
They got the advantage.
I
mean, either way, no matter, I feel like the real question comes down to who is like the caretaker of the child. See, a lot of times the person who is making the money is not the caretaker of the child.
Let me ask y'all a question.
Because the maternal right.
This situation is actually a real situation, right? Let's just say you with your significant other for a significant amount of time. We're not going to talk about married or whatever, but let's just say, you know, you guys are making money together. Y'all been together maybe 10 plus years or whatever. But for whatever reason, go south, right? And unbeknownst to you, you know, you guys contribute money together, you pay for bills and all that stuff, right? So unbeknownst to you, money that y'all was putting into an account together was going toward her retirement account, right? So when y'all break up, you're entitled to a piece of her retirement account. Let's just say she makes more money than you. Legally, you're entitled to get part of that money from her retirement. Do you take your chunk?
Yeah.
If I'm entitled, hell yeah. What you talking about? Is that a question?
No, it's a real question.
Yeah, if I'm entitled to it, so it don't matter whoever entitled to whatever. It need to go to where it need to go.
Otherwise, it goes to the government.
Otherwise, it goes to the government. It's not gonna go back to us.
So the premise was this: these two people worked in government, and for a long time in their central account, the gentleman made more than the young lady. And so the gentleman was like, okay, yeah, I will contribute money to your IRA retirement, right? And then eventually the young lady started making more than the guy. So the guy stopped. But they were married, by the way, but they're no longer married. And so the government stated that when they hit retirement, that the guy was entitled to part of her retirement savings, even though they were no longer married, because he contributed to the account. And the young lady complained and complained and complained about it. But I was in the corner of the guy, like, no, if I paid into it to help you when we were together, even though we're not together, just pay me my piece, because it's what's right.
Yeah.
Normally, military people got to deal with this, right?
Yeah, military people, certain people that work in government, people that work with the post office, people along those lines. And that's lesson for everybody that's listening to in terms of your money. Like, if you and your significant other, if you guys are doing finances and you got a central account, if you guys share an account and you both are doing retirement stuff when you guys are no longer together, the person who makes more will have to pay the person that makes less in retirement if even one penny of your money went to the opposite person's retirement and you guys end on bad terms. Now,
this is the reason why I tell people to run away from marriage. Although I'm married, that don't even make no goddamn sense.
Now, people don't have to believe me. I'm gonna give the disclaimer of make sure you check with your whoever is doing law for your family, attorney. But for sure, check with your financial accountant and check with your lawyer. They'll tell you if the opposite person paid money into your retirement account, aka you guys share the central account, and you guys break up, I'm entitled to a piece of that pie.
Yeah. I mean, if you're entitled to it, I mean,
I'm not the type of person, unless I was in dire straits or something like that. Like, I'm married with a kid, right? So Lord forbid I break up. I'm entitled to a piece of my spouse's money. I wouldn't take it though. I would just, give it to my kid.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm. I mean, long as the family benefiting off of it, because eventually they're gonna break you up off the codes anyway. Some kind of way, you got to still pay your part. So
Giz, you wanted to talk about crypto as the last thing, right?